I accidentally went into a Shein factory and I saw how they're getting away with such low pricing. I was recently on a sourcing trip to China and I had loads of factory visits planned. And there was one factory that I visited that as soon as I got there, I saw loads of Shein boxes outside. Now, straight away, alarm bells were obviously going off in my head. I didn't want to partner with a factory that produced for Shein, but with how much we hear about it in the West, I thought, well, this is an opportunity to see how it actually works. We always hear about these sweatshops in China, and Shein are obviously the most notorious for this at the moment. I was intrigued to see what it is that Shein do that actually is so bad. And what I found out was actually really interesting and shows just how shitty of a company they are. So Shein don't actually own these factories. What they actually do is find small to medium factories and place orders for thousands of units, an order that a factory owner would feel like an idiot to refuse. However, with those deals come pretty strange contracts. Part of the deal is that Shein have to have 2 of their own staff work within the factory during the production. And these guys' job is basically just to add insane pressure to the workers, make them work ridiculous hours and overtime until the products are done, constantly over their shoulders looking for the slightest error in maybe a seam being a few millimeters off. But this isn't for quality control. This takes us on to the next part of the contract. So the industry standard when placing an order for clothes is that a brand will pay 20% deposit and then 80% when the work is done. And Shein's legal team would try and find as many problems as they possibly can with a bulk order. This is so they can deduct as much as possible from that total. They'll look for things like a single stitch being slightly off, even though they completely rush the staff and the production is already done. And now the factory is just at the mercy of Shein, as they can turn around and just say, nah, we're not paying that. And they're stuck with thousands of units that are completely worthless to them. And yeah, despite the manager of this factory not seeming like a bad guy, I didn't partner with him. There are a lot of factories now that are looking to produce for smaller brands rather than get strangled by these huge contracts. And this is why I've built a brand resource and directory of all the best manufacturers that I've found that really care about their staff. You can access this in my bio.